Hey VC, coming at you again. This is my second video. This is kind of going to be a continuation of my first, where I talk about my record collection, the type of records that I collect, maybe where I got them, and if I remember how much they cost. So in my last video, I talked about my purge pile. Those are records that I no longer listen to, no longer want, that I'm willing to sell or trade off. So I picked 4 from my current purge pile, and here's the first one. J.J. Johnston Sextet, Really Living. This is a 1959 Columbia 6i OG, and really good record. The only problem is there's a lot of surface noise, so this one's more about the quality of the recording. Next is Justin Timberlake, the 2020 Experience. I got this off of eBay. It's a gatefold double LP from a US seller, and I paid, including shipping, $10, brand new. I took a chance on it, but no. And I don't normally sell Curtis Mayfields. This one's from 1981. I'm just not feeling it. I don't play it, so I'm gonna move it on. This next record always seemed to come up when I was making a new purge pile, but I would always keep it because the music's so good. And this is Brian Auger's Oblivion Express, and the music's amazing, but I can't get past the vocals. Once the singing comes on, it just ruins it. So this one's going. Living in Kingston, there's not a lot of records here to purchase that are more of my taste. You get a lot of country, you get a lot of big band because we are a retiree town. So I have a golden rule. Anytime I see a Miles Davis or a James Brown, I have to pick it up. So I went to a vinyl sale that was being held at Queen's University. It happens about once or twice a year, and it's a really good one. They have sellers from all over Ontario, so it's really worth going to. And there was this one seller that was selling all his records for $5. So I brought with me $40, and I intended on just using that $40 budget. So here's the first record that I got. James Brown, Sex Machine. This is a double LP, gatefold, original Canadian pressing, 1970 on King Records, and awesome. A little bit of ring wear here, but the vinyls are super clean. Next one for $5 from the same seller, The Wicked Pickett. This is a 67 Canadian press on Atlantic Records. Everybody will know Mustang Sally and Knock on Wood, those songs. It's just a fun R&B record. This is a Curtis Mayfield that I'm keeping, and I cannot believe I got this for $5. This has If There's Hell Below, We're All Gonna Go, and this is a white label promo, 1970 on Curtum Records. That's a keeper. And the last one I got from that seller is Donald Byrd, Ethiopian Nights. And this is a 1973 Blue Note on the Nice Blue Note label. Record is super clean. Can't believe that was $5. My only regret is he had Donald Byrd Places and Spaces also for $5, and I didn't get it. So I have to live with that for the rest of my life until I get it. But so right there was $20 of my $40 budget. So next I go to another seller and I see this. Parliament, Glory Hella Stupid, 1979, original US press. It's a trifold, just amazing record. Little bit of ring outerwear right here, but record super clean. Had to get this. The seller was selling it for $25, and I got him down to $20. Definitely worth it. Now, once in a while on eBay, even in Canada. It's hard in Canada on eBay to get a good deal because of our shipping costs. But this seller was shipping from the US and only had $2 shipping. So they were auctions, and the rest of the records I wasn't interested in. But this one really caught my attention. And that's Barcase Night Cruising, 1981. And what I would classify this as Chicano funk. This is you put in your low rider and boom it in your system. Funky, funky, funky electro funk. It has two of your typical funk ballads, but this one's for the dance floors and for your rides. Awesome. It ended up costing me $4, so I think the seller lost a bit of money on that one. Once in a while you get those records that people are really anticipating. And growing up, I was really into 90s hip hop, and what I remember is the anticipation for these next two albums. I used to collect Word Up and Right On magazine, and they always had the release dates, so you knew when something big was coming out. And when this came out, whew. And this is a 1991 OG US pressing, Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted, his first solo album after he left NWA. And there was so much hype, and we couldn't wait till this came out. And when it came out, it didn't disappoint. It was that good, and still is. And the other record that I can kind of say is comparable to that one, where that just anticipation, everybody wanted it, was Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. And this is another West Coast album. This is a 2001 reissue. I don't know if you can see here, digitally remastered. Sounds amazing on Death Row Records. The only other record that I think can compare to those for anticipation and everyone was waiting for was maybe 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. I'll give them that. Next is, I just wanted to show this one. Art Ensemble of Chicago. The fanfare for the Warriors. So this one is a reissue, 1982 reissue of the original 1974 album. The original was on Atlantic Records. This one is Atlantic Jazz Lore. It's number 12 of a series. And free avant-garde jazz. Amazing, this group. What I don't like is the cover's not as nice as the original. It's in the shrink, and this is the actual color. It's all faded, but that's how these records were made. And vinyl's really clean. And I got this on eBay, and I got it for under $20. You never see Art Ensemble of Chicago for under $20. I think it was $18 including shipping. And so I was really happy to have this one. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If someone has this record and they've heard Barnyard Scuffle Shuffle, I hear rock and roll chords, like old 1950s rock and roll chords. I could be wrong. It's just something that I picked up. And I just want to make a mention about Mual Richard Abrams on piano. Through all of their craziness, he's just calm and has this beautiful piano that he's playing throughout all of their stuff. So that's an honorable mention. Now, the last record I'm going to show is, and it goes along with my golden rule, because Miles Davis, Quiet Nights with Gil Evans. And I bought this downtown Kingston. A seller sets up a tent on Princess Street, and all of the records in this tent were $2 or $5. And they were all marked, and this is the only one that wasn't marked. So I asked the seller how much he wants for it, and he hemmed and hawed and came back with $10. I didn't have this in my Miles Davis collection, and I wanted it. So I thought, okay, 10's fair. The vinyl did look like it was in good condition, but when I got it home, this is a mess. So much surface noise, it's not even worth keeping. But I would never sell or trade this off to someone. I'm only hanging on to it in case I find a better vinyl copy and maybe the cover's not as nice. But I think the seller knew what he was doing, and it's really too bad. Well, thanks for watching my second video. I'll continue to make videos like this, and if you like what you're seeing, please hit the like button and subscribe. All right, talk to you later.